Hi friends, today I have the honor of introducing to you Dr. Dev Desai. He has a rank 22 in this year's PGI Chandigarh exam. He has been a DAMS test and discussion student, and we are really proud of his achievement considering the amount of competition that goes in these central institutes. So Dev, how are you feeling today?
So I'm feeling quite happy and glad that finally I would manage to get admission into a good institute, a good central institute, and in a course of my choice. So I don't have to consider further or consider about compromising with either the institute or the branch.
And I think that's the best thing you can ever have, that the branch of your choice and place of your choice, then you have no compromises to make. And I think
Yes,
everybody to get into nowadays into central institutes, and PGI is
yes,
a great institute.
yes, sir.
They, also now tell us about that you have been a test and discussion student in DAMS Delhi. So
Yes.
tell us about the format of test and discussion. Like, you have a test followed by discussion. Were you happy with the style and the way we conduct the paper?
Yes, sir. The biggest advantage which I feel of a test and discussion series is that it keeps your schedule time that you get 1 to 3 weeks depending on the different subjects to prepare it, because otherwise the course of 19 subjects is so vast that you cannot, if you want to cover everything and you think that सब कुछ मैं पूरा डेप्थ में पढ़ लूंगा, वो तो कभी हो ही नहीं पाएगा. आप 5 साल भी लगा लो फिर भी मुश्किल हो जाएगा. So it keeps your preparation on track, and it keeps your schedule, it gives you a schedule which you can follow and manage to complete one reading by September. I could do that alongside my internship.
So, it gives you targets for every week. It gives you a
Yes,
point where you can analyze what you are doing wrong, and you can actually improve upon on your baseline every week. Were you happy with the
yes,
quality of discussions and the questions that were there in the test and discussion course?
yes.
Yes. Any particular teachers that come to your mind today that when you look back at your journey?
I think Dr. Deepti's TND, there were two TNDs in Gynae, obs in Gynae, that was pretty sufficient. If you read only those TND things, it covers a lot of the subject, even the updates, like there's a new staging for cervical cancer and stuff which keeps on changing and you cannot get from the standard textbooks per se.
And Dev, now I want to know from you that you have given this year's AIMS exam as well as PJ exam. Can you,
Yes.
help us, small analysis on how the paper was in AIMS and PGI, and can you compare the two exams and, let the future aspirants be wiser?
Yes, so I have done my UG from AIMS itself. So I was planning that whatever preparation I did, whatever guidance I got from my seniors was mainly focused on the AIMS postgrad entrance. But somehow it was some mistake on my part, or it was just bad luck that I did not manage to get very good ranks either in November 18 or May or June 20, November 19 and June 20. I stood 253rd in November and 291st in June. So that was not great. So generally, whatever my seniors had told me that between AIMS and PGI, there is like a 20 days gap. You can prepare for PGI, solve the previous year's questions mainly during that time so that you can get a hang of the exam. But this time, due to the COVID situation, the entire thing went haywire and there was hardly 2 to 3 days gap between AIMS and PGI. So I did look up in those 2 days. I thought, what best can I do? So I did look up a few videos. One of them was by you on how to approach the PGI paper, because PGI paper is one of a kind. There is no other exam which I have given till now which is similar to it. You have like 250 questions and it is basically 5 options for each. So 1250 statements, individual statements to evaluate in 3 hours. So whatever I thought that in 2 days at best I can do 2 or 3 papers, but I should have an idea of how to go about the paper so that that is the highest yield thing which I can manage in 2 3 days for that exam. So the gist was I got was that you should try and attempt roughly 600 to 650 statements. You should try to mark because they are generally half are correct, half are incorrect. So about PGA AIMS papers analysis for this time, I found that at least I found from whatever I had prepared that it was a fairly atypical AIMS paper. There were a lot of one-liner questions, no video questions, no ECG was there. No, like in OFSA, we expect that they will put fundoscopy pictures or nothing was, such things were not there. There was a lot of focus on anatomy. There were single liner questions. Even surgery aims generally asked only breast, trauma, and thyroid. But this time they also had some questions from different aspects of surgery. So AIMS paper was a little atypical. And so I did not manage to do good there. In PGI, what I felt was that I went with a very open mind. I had only decided one thing, that by the end of 2 hours, 15 minutes, I must have seen all the 1250 statements once. And whatever I feel that it is correct, I will mark in the first go. If I don't feel it is correct, I will just leave it. And then if I save time in the end, I can come back and think. So I think at the end of 2 hours, 15 minutes, if I had out of 250, I would have attempted 150 questions, mark and save. And around the rest 100 questions, out of which I would have left 40 as it is, and 60 I had marked for review. Because in that I knew that I have marked 2 statements which are correct, but the third one may or may not be correct. So let's come back to it after it. Okay. It should not happen that because I am doubtful about the third statement, I will not mark the 2 also, because you have to read the instructions very carefully. Like in AIM, if you mark for review and you have marked an option and marked for review, they will not consider it for evaluation. But PGI, even if you have marked for review, it will be considered for evaluation. So in the last 1 hour or so, I came 45 minutes or so, I came back to whatever statements I had doubt. And at the end of it, there were, I think, 8 questions which I had left entirely blank. In the other questions, at least I had marked some options.
What I think worked out for you was that this PGI paper actually was more conceptual than the AIMS paper, I feel, this time. And more visuals were there. And I think topics were also, selection was actually a very good topic selection was done in this year's PGI exam. I think that you could hit it. And second thing is that you had less stress on your mind, like because you told that you were always preparing for AIMS, so when you gave the PGI, you were relaxed, and I think that kind of converted it into a top 42.
Yes, and for PGI, yes, for the first time PGI had a lot of images, because generally PGI used to be a pen and paper based exam. Now they have made it online from the past 2 sessions. And last time in November, I could not give PGI because I was out of the country after AIMS exams. I was not in India for the month or so. So I missed my PGI exam last time. So this was actually the first time I was appearing in a PGI exam.
But
and it had visual.
Yeah, this was one of the better PGI exams that you have given. I think you have had the great fortune here, because the November PGI did not have any visuals. This June PGI, I think, is one of the better PGI exams that they have made in the past 2-3 years, and a lot of conceptual papers. Some of them were of the opinion that this year PGI paper was more conceptual than the AIMS paper. And AIMS paper had one-liners.
AIMS paper was atypically more fact-based. AIMS paper we generally don't expect to be loaded with so many facts. So it felt like more of AIMS paper. After giving the AIMS paper, it felt more like we were giving a NEET paper, or did not feel like an AIMS paper per se.
I'll tell you, interesting thing is, last NEET paper was much more clinical than any other exam.
Yes.
So actually the exams are, and maybe so that nobody is able to predict what is going to happen. I don't know.
And AIMS paper also, like till 2 days before the exam, we were expecting those 7 different types of questions, but just 2 days before they said that no, it will only be a single correct. It actually, I don't think that makes much of a difference on the day of the exam, but yes, they did change it from even the typical AIMS pattern. They did change towards the last moment, for maybe for technical reasons or whatever, because a lot of things it's not a normal time which we are living in right now because of the coronavirus pandemic.
I think that AIMS was conducting the first exam after the lockdown. What I feel is that they tried to simplify things because of the multiple challenges. I think they will come back to the normal in November exam.
Yes.
Dev, I also want to know from you that you are a high achiever, and you have a great rank in this PGI exam. So, what do you tell yourself that makes you the high achiever? What is the mindset with which you go to the exams and in which you approach the life in general? We want to know from you.
I generally, whenever I used to talk to my friends and all, they used to always they used to have a lot of exam. I always focus on life in a more of a macro vision. I think that exam is just one part of the life. It is not your question of life or death. It is just one part of life. Like there are 100 other things happening. This thing exam will also come. It will go. You have to. I always used to study just to whatever I used to enjoy and not necessarily purely because I had to memorize this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 because it is going to be asked in the exam. That is something which I was never very comfortable with per se. So I used to study for my satisfaction that now I have joined, so I have to do justice to it. And there are these things which I should know, and this is something which I like to study, so I will study for that. Not with that mindset that I will remember these things just because they are going to be asked in an exam or whatever. And before the exam, it is very necessary that I personally feel that I used to. People are there who are studying. They will wake up early. If the exam is at 9 o'clock, they will wake up at 5 o'clock, and then also they will be studying. But I personally stop studying by 6, 7 o'clock of the previous day. Just watch whatever. If you're watching some TV series or something, watch it that night for a couple of hours. Have a good dinner, sleep on time, and wake up early. Wake up at a reasonable time the next morning. Have a good breakfast and go with that thought that I will do well. I have studied. I have been true to my own self. I have studied well, so I would do well. And after the exam, I generally just forget about the exam. I don't think about whatever happened in the exam till the result comes. I feel that let the result come, then you will know for sure. Why to worry about कि ये गलत कर दिया वो गलत कर दिया, because you don't know कि आपके साथ वाले ने क्या गलत किया है, तो वो तो रिजल्ट ही पता लगेगा.
But I think that is one factor that you cannot control, how others perform in that exam. So you have to do your best and then leave it to the God Almighty when the time comes. I think that's the right way.
And particularly for a PGI type paper, I think that it is the thing I guess which helped me a lot to do better in PGI as compared to other exams is that PGI paper, I think a lot of people get fatigued by the end of it. So you have to be, your mental faculties have to be at your best till the end of the 3 hours. जितने आपने फर्स्ट स्टेटमेंट पढ़ा फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन का, उतने ही कौन सा आपको जो 50वां क्वेश्चन है उसका आखिरी स्टेटमेंट भी पढ़ना है. When I used to solve the questions of PGI, sometimes what used to happen is that I have chosen the option A, B, C, but the answer is D and E. It is not because I don't know what is being asked, but they play with words. They will mark the statements which are true except. So that one except in the some people will just read true and then they will just jump to so आता है ABC mark कर देते हैं. But you have to read every question and every line and be alert, because it is a lot. Common sense also is required. Even if you know your things well, if you just are in a hurry or you are too anxious or you have not slept well the previous night and your attention and concentration is not at the optimum best, then you might just mess up in spite of knowing more than what others know.
Yeah. And that's correct. And sometimes they play with the words in the question. All the following are true except, all the following are not correct except, and they kind of take away your marks if you're not careful.
Yes.
So Dev, now that you have reached to the where you can take your branch that you want to. What branches are you considering right now to join?
Yes, I would want to get either medicine or pediatrics. I'm equally happy with either of them, and I hope that with the number of PGI has, if not in the first and the second counseling, I will make either of these branches.
Yes, I'm sure you should get one of those. Let's keep our fingers crossed that you get the branch of your choice, place of your choice. Any message for the future aspirant? Like I want you to tell us that when you were in November and you did not do well, then how did you make a comeback till the June? And based on your experience with this kind of system, can you give a message for the future aspirants?
So when the November result came, after that, for a month and a half, I was not in India. I was actually in the US. So that served as a sort of a good break. If it had been that I was here itself, and the November result had come, it was not good, then I would feel bad, and then I would still take time to start studying again. So that 1.5 months was like a reset button. So that is what even I would like to say for other people also, that if one exam this November say is not that great, just give yourself 1 month, think about what went wrong. The questions as such come out, so you can find out which subjects you did well, which subjects you did not do well. So after, when I was in the States itself, I got access to those questions on one of the platforms, and I solved the paper quickly again because I remembered what I had marked, and I put that in an Excel sheet that out of 10 questions in this subject, I got 5 correct. I got out of 10, I got 10 correct over here. So I had an idea where I was lacking. And then I spoke to my seniors who had managed to crack the exams, my batchmates who had done well. And I asked them that what should I be doing differently than what I have done till now. So one thing they told me is that even if you have studied everything once or twice, it is not enough. Whatever you are going to do in the last 1 month or 2 weeks before the exam, that is what will have a huge impact on your rank, which can take you from 500 to 1 is that thing. Because everybody studies the 19 subjects, and since they have already cracked a competitive exam at the UG level, everybody has a pretty sharp mind. So by even if you have studied once or twice, you have to put in the revision again, which is what I felt was lacking in my November attempt. So when I started approaching preparation for my May attempt, what I did was that I started making short notes of all the subjects, and I put only those points which I felt that this is important and I might forget. I might not remember this when I'm seeing this after 3 months. So I started studying again from I think January 15th. So this time I again went about it in a more planned manner. I made a timetable from day one that I will give 5 days to this subject. I suppose I'll give 5 days to medicine, 4 days to gynae. So at the end of the 5th day, even if my medicine course is remaining, I will put a stop to it now, and then I will give myself 15 days when I can cover up all which is remaining. Because if I don't put a stop to it on 5 days, I know that it will go on for 10 days and still I will find that something or the other is remaining. So whatever I can do in the time which I have allotted for one subject, I will do it. And like that, I had made a schedule from January 15 to March 15. Then from March 15 to April 1, I covered up whatever subjects whatever was left in the big subject. Then from April 1 to April 25th, I did another revision of the notes which I had made during the prior 2.5 months. Then we came to know that the exam is delayed by 1 month because earlier the exam was on AIIMS was on 3rd May, PGI was on 23rd May. So then I again started referring to previous year's questions for AIIMS, and whatever I was not comfortable in that, I started doing those topics, revising those topics again. Then once I came to know that AIIMS was going to be held in June, early June, so from the 20th of May, I again revised those notes over the next 15 days. Then I gave AIIMS, and then after AIIMS, I came back and 2 days were there for PGI. So I tried to do a couple of papers of PGI, I think May 19 and November 18, and look at the strategy with which we should. There are a lot of videos on YouTube about the strategy which you should apply in the PGI paper to manage the time well in that paper. So that is what I did in the last 2 days before PGI.
Great to know your strategy, Dev, and I think he's primarily worked on his strength-weakness analysis at the end of the exam. He took a good break to recharge himself, and he this time he was much more smarter in his study. He stuck to the schedules. He stuck to the topic-wise schedule. Otherwise, sometimes we tend to overkill things. So, Dev, it has been a pleasure to talk to you. I wish you all the best for your future. I would like to take this opportunity to congratulate you and your parents for your exemplary success. And I wish that you get the branch of your choice in the place of your choice. Heartiest congratulations.
Thank you very much. Thank you.